Dominated the airwaves yesterday with what Brandon Graham had to say about the relationship between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. And, of course, a lot of people try to dismiss that. No, you can't dismiss it. It happened, and it's an issue, and the toothpaste is out of the tube. And so we had to talk about it yesterday. So now the follow-up is, because everybody's been talking about this, and what Bill said yesterday is, why is Jalen Hurts escaping from this criticism right now? And so we will explore that today, because there are many, many people who think that Jalen Hurts gets picked on in this city. And I want to explore that. I want to really get into it, whether you actually believe that or not. He was criticized after a lackluster game on Sunday. And there are actually some people that believe that Jalen Hurts is the most criticized athlete in Philadelphia sports history. To that, I scoff. All right? Because the nature of the position, quarterback, you're going to get criticized. Now, sometimes this does, and I will admit, because I'm an open-minded guy, it bleeds into racial lines. I get it. And Jalen Hurts, fighting that perception, who had many years that the black quarterback never gets the respect of a white quarterback, blah, blah, blah. To a large extent, that is true. However, I lived in this town for a long time. And there is no chance on earth that Jalen Hurts is more criticized than another black quarterback who played in this town by the name of Donovan McNabb, number 5, who was criticized incessantly in this town, and he happened to be the best quarterback in Eagle history. Quarterbacks, by their nature, have the bullseye on them. And when they don't perform, you get criticized. And I don't think that anybody is unfairly picking on Jalen Hurts for bringing up the fact that he has really not been that efficient of a quarterback, or at least in the passing game, over the last couple of games. And he also has his wide receiver a little miffed because of that. These are all true facts, right? So we can't ignore that on this show, because that's dialogue. That's commentary. That's being involved in your sport and knowing what's going on in your sport and being into your sport. So I would love to have this dialogue today on why you think he's unfairly criticized. Now, in this show, we're going to play some sound bites, because I happened to be watching this show yesterday, where James Jones, a former Packer wide receiver, and also Acho, who played here as a linebacker, went on the record yesterday saying that he deserves some criticism. Why are people afraid to criticize Jalen Hurts? And I don't understand it either. If you play well, you get praised. If you don't play well, you're going to get criticized. Do people take it too far by saying, well, we got to move on from him? Of course. They're idiots. You're not going to move on from Jalen Hurts. He's your quarterback time immemorial, as long as he has this kind of a contract. But it's certainly fair to say, well, his yards per attempt was woeful. He's not seeing things down the field. He's holding on to the ball too long. He's not progressing, because all those things are true. Now, I was on the record saying it may not matter that he shows you a quarterback dazzle, because the Eagles are constructed to have a great running game and a great defense, and that may be enough. So I don't worry about the numbers of it, but I'm certainly not going to sit here and say that he's unfairly criticized. And this plays right into Bill, who took a lot of shrapnel yesterday from people who thought he was overly harsh on criticizing Jalen Hurts. He's not a porcelain vase. He's a quarterback in this league, and when a quarterback doesn't play well, people criticize him. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I don't think I am. So let's go to Bill Colarulo. Bill, how you feel? I just gave you kind of a testimonial acceptance.
Yeah, I appreciate the support, Michael. A lot of heat yesterday on social media with me asking the question about Jalen Hurts being the common denominator over the last couple of seasons with the off-field questions and topics that we've had to discuss. But anyone that used to listen to me on the weekends knows I have been one of the biggest Jalen Hurts defenders. I battled all summer and all offseason about how I felt that Jalen Hurts is a really good quarterback that had a bad season last year because of everything that was going on with the offense, with Nick Sirianni refusing to adjust, with Brian Johnson maybe not being able to implement the offense that he wanted to implement. But my concern now is you've brought in Kellen Moore. You've brought in an offensive coordinator that's had a lot of success in this league with quarterbacks like Dak Prescott. And I thought Kellen Moore would come in here and be able to get Jalen Hurts back to the guy you saw in 2022. But we're not seeing it. We've now seen 3 years in a row where he's starting to regress. He averaged 247 a game passing in 2022. Last year, he only averaged 227 a game passing. This year, he's averaging 200 yards per game passing. And my concern is, well, what is the issue? Because I know they're leaning heavily on the run, but this isn't just a run-heavy offense that we're seeing. We're seeing an offense that can't throw the football. Things should be a lot easier when you have a running game like you have with Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts should not be struggling in the passing game like he's struggling. And when I say struggling, this isn't just coming from me. There's a reason why, whether you agree what A.J. Brown did post-game or not, there's a reason why A.J. was frustrated. There's a reason why Devontae Smith was frustrated. Even though they're winning games, they know the passing offense is not anywhere near where it should be with the weapons that you have, with allegedly the offensive coordinator that you have in Kellen Moore. So I'm with you, Mike. I don't think the criticism is unfair. Now, I will say, this offseason, there were people who I think were over the top in their criticism of Jalen. I didn't think last season, even though it was a down year, I didn't think it was a horrible year from Jalen Hurts. The turnovers were an issue. And I think now he's focused so much on trying to not turn it over that it's preventing him from taking those chances, those 50-50 balls to A.J. Brown, throwing guys open that you see from the elite quarterbacks. The elite quarterbacks throw their receivers open. They throw the ball before the receiver's getting out of their breaks. You're seeing a very hesitant Jalen Hurts because he's so afraid to turn the ball over.
And listen, just to piggyback off of yesterday, let's not fall victim and be oblivious to the issue at hand. A.J. Brown, when asked about what the problem is, said passing. That is a passive-aggressive shot at whomever. Whether it's the quarterback, whether it's the offensive coordinator, whether it's the coach, whether it's the scheme, whatever it is, let's not be oblivious to it. I read a tweet from Zach Berman, who covers the Eagles, who should know better, saying, well, what's wrong with him saying passing? You know exactly what's wrong with him saying passing. My God, if you can't get recognize that, where are we living, on Mars? I mean, it was an issue, and he said it was an issue, and that created a topic that was conversable. So we're going to converse about it.
And we had this conversation last week about why I felt that Josh Allen deserved the MVP over Saquon Barkley, because we talked about how the most valuable position in sports is the quarterback. Of any, you look at your 4 major sports, the most important, most valuable is the quarterback. So with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh!
Little Spider-Man reference there. So
Spider-Man, or was that Machiavelli?
Oh, maybe it was Machiavelli going way back.
I think Spider-Man may have taken it from. That's all right. Go,
Spider-Man came up with that one on his own.
Yes. Machiavelli, the prince, right? Is that from the
Machiavelli? Yes,
the prince. But the quarterback, no matter who he is going to get more eyes and more criticism and more discussion because the position is so important. It is the most important position in all of sports. So for us not to debate and discuss the quarterback play would be malpractice on our part.
It would. And we're going to discuss it today. And so I really want the people that believe that Jalen Hurts is unfairly criticized, I'd love to hear from you. And, I have a different opinion, but that's okay. You have a different opinion. You can make the case for that. That's fine and dandy. So it is General Knowledge Wednesday also today. Oh, my God, what a show.
Yes, good prize today.
It is a good prize. It is the very famous Flyers charity, the Carnival, the Flyers Carnival. What do they used to call that? The Flyers Fight for Lives.
It used to be the Flyers Wives Fight for Lives.
Now it's just the Flyers Charities Carnival. A 4-pack of tickets with the sign and snap. What is that? What is sign and snap and signed item? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means, right? With
I don't know. We're going to have to look into it.
What is with sign and snap?
Yeah, your
what
sign
is that?
and snaps now. You can get to meet a Flyers player. You get 1 photo and 2 autographs with the player of your choice.
All right. Anyway, 4-pack of tickets is our prize, and we'll tell you the topics that have to go against Ray after this. 610-632-0975. I'm in the mood to chat today, so hit us up on that line or text us. The Mike Missanelli Show continues.
Hey everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show, and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos, it's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.